last few times I went fishing with Grandpa, something was missing. One time he forgot the sodas, another time he forgot the bait. He even forgot the camera and never mentioned it. It was not long after those days of forgetting that my mom told me that Grandpa would be moving to a house with other grandparents who forgot a lot too. I did not realize this changed when we were fishing at the pond. Grandpa's days no longer had walks by the pond, peanuts, or Polaroids. He now sat quietly in a rocking chair wearing his straw hat. My visits with Grandpa were spent sitting by him and talking about the times at the pond and about those fish that were endlessly reeled in from the water. Grandpa said nothing, though he seemed to listen. His eyes still twinkled, and he was right there in front of me, but part of him seemed gone. One day I overheard my mom talking to Grandpa's doctor. See, that's Jack, and that's his mom, and that's their doggie. There you go. You got it. You know all the characters now.
Sit down.
When I heard my mom talking to Grandpa's doctor, and that's when I first heard the word Alzheimer. After Mom hung up the phone, I asked Mom, what is Alzheimer? With her head hung and her eyes filling with tears, she said Alzheimer's is an awful disease that robs people like your grandpa of their memories. Is that why Grandpa doesn't talk about fishing much anymore, I asked. Yes, sweetheart, but Grandpa holds those memories deep within his soul where he treasures them, Mom said. Does your underneath your bed look anything like that? You got a lot of stuff on your bed? Sometimes, yeah. My bed still looks like that, it just doesn't have the baseball net under it. I went to my bedroom and got out the picture collection of all those fishes that I caught with Grandpa. They were under my bed in an old kid's shoebox. I remembered each one. I could smell the fish, feel the scales, and taste that moon pie. So why couldn't Grandpa remember? I knew I could get Grandpa's memories back, but how?
Did someone get anything?
That night, yeah, and it's almost the color you're wearing. It's a pink fish. You ever seen a pink fish?
No.
As I lay in bed, I remembered an old toy that I'd not played with in a long time. It was a miniature fishing rod with a magnetic hook and a bucket of plastic fish. Grandpa gave it to me the Christmas I turned 4. I put the brightly colored fish, each with a tiny magnet in its mouth, in the bucket and cast the line into it. Just like Grandpa's pond, I always got a bite. This was my answer. The next morning, I got up and asked my mom, Mom, where's that fishing rod? You know, the toy that Grandpa gave me when I was little. I think it's in the garage in a box marked Old Toys, Mom replied. Why do you need it? I'm going to help Grandpa fish for his memories, I said. Let me know when we're leaving to see Grandpa. The fish rod was just where Mom said it was. I unpacked the cardboard box, and there it was on the bottom. He's got all kinds of, I bet you guys have toys like this.
Oh, yeah.
Got a skateboard? Are you in a skate? No, not yet. Probably best. So he's going into his boxes, going in through to try to find the toys. I carried the rod to my room and began my project. I took the Polaroids from my fishing days with Grandpa, glued a little magnet left over from a school project on each one, and used the rod to catch the photos as they lay in the pile. Let's go, Jack, Mom called. I packed up my rod and photos in the shoebox and hurried down the steps. I'm ready, I said. Mom smiled and said Grandpa still loves our visits. He just doesn't know how to tell us. We arrived at Grandpa's home, and there he was, just like before, in the rocking chair on the porch, wearing his straw hat. I jumped out of the chair with my shoebox and ran over to Grandpa. His eyes fixed on me, and I saw the Grandpa I longed to talk to again. Look what I have, Grandpa, I said. We're going fishing like we used to at the pond. As my mom looked on, I dumped the photos on the porch floor and dropped the fishing line into the pile. I think I've got one, I said like so many times before. Sure enough, there was the photo of a fish I caught on a fall day 2 years ago. I looked at Grandpa, and he had that twinkle in his eyes he used to have. It was a dim twinkle, but I knew he was there. He reached for the photo to take it from the magnetic hook, like he had done so many times at the pond. Quite a fisherman, aren't I? I asked. A slow, weak smile spread across Grandpa's face. I looked at my mom, and she had tears streaming down her cheeks. I think he knows you, Mom said. Of course he does, I replied with confidence. There's that pimento cheese sandwich you gotta try one day.
Oh.
Mom walked over and brought a small brown bag from behind her back. I opened it and there were 2 pimento cheese sandwiches, 2 sodas, and a moon pie. I know what went on at that pond, Mom said with a wink as she tucked a napkin in Grandpa's shirt collar. You two enjoy your lunch and fishing, Mom said. She leaned over and kissed Grandpa on the straw hat. I took the rod and gave it to Grandpa, and with some help, he caught a fish photo. He smiled and I took the photo off the hook. Wherever Grandpa was, if just for a little while, I reached him in his world and we were back at the pond once more. And there they are. And that's it.